you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Got everyone here? All right. Well, good afternoon. It's great to be here in Southwest Florida for a really, I think, overdue announcement and a neat new initiative that we are doing. We're happy today to be officially launching our Protect Florida Together project. There's now a website, protectfloridatogether.gov, that has a water quality dashboard, which will be a one-stop shop for water quality information about our state's water bodies. Now, we've obviously experienced things like blue-green algae, red tide, and the Department of Environmental Protection has a role in that. And people obviously care about it from an environmental perspective, but folks also care about it from a health perspective. But yet, up until now, those have been totally different things. Well, this is the first effort based off feedback from citizens that will unite the Department of Health, the Department of Environmental Protection, Fish and Wildlife, and obviously the governor's office to create this portal, one-stop shop where people can look to see what's going on with water quality. Now, right now, it'll be Caloosahatchee, Lake Okeechobee, and St. Lucie. Eventually, that's going to extend to all water bodies throughout the state of Florida. And so I think this is good. It's accountability, it's transparency, and we think that this is the best way to go so that the public has the information that they need. And part of the inspiration for this was our great First Lady, my wife Casey, who very much was supportive of our efforts to improve Florida's water quality, but also as a mother was very concerned from a health perspective. And so that really helped provide I think the added oomph we needed to get this project up and running. So I'm going to invite her to say a few words.
Thank you, Governor. I appreciate that. Better half. No, it is really exciting to see you guys here, and this is an exciting day for the state of Florida, and it's an exciting day in the sense that we're getting transparency and accountability. And really, when we were traveling the state during the campaign, and ever since the governor took office, we really saw that the quality of the water is the lifeblood of this state, and for many different perspectives, one of which you look at the tourism. 126 million people visited the state last year. The first half of this year, we saw 66 million. If that number continues, we'll have record number of people coming here to the state of Florida to visit. We need to have good, clean, quality water for them to see. Also, when you talk about the fishing industry, an $8 billion a year business. You look at the boating, recreational boating industry, that's $10 billion. It's imperative that they have clean water. But as the governor mentioned, one of the things that's very near and dear to my heart is meeting with the families and mothers who asked on the campaign trail, and obviously when the governor got into office, about the water quality and what that means for their health and what that means for their children. So this is extremely important to have this transparency, this website, for families all across the state to be able to log on to get meaningful information, so that way they can make decisions for the best interests of their families. So I could not be, good hands.
That's a great catch.
That was a great catch, by the way, great reflexes. I could not be more proud to be here with the governor and watching his leadership across the state as it pertains to our environment. I think we've seen that. Second day in office, he was out with just historic spending proposals, got the legislature to work with them hand in hand to be able to do something we've never seen in the history of this state, and obviously that continues. And his leadership is really the driving force behind really doing some great things in the state. And I'm excited about this website too, as I invite one of the key people behind really putting it together, is this also gives Floridians an opportunity to be able to figure out how they can help benefit the state's environment, how they can volunteer. Because just as they can log on and see the initiatives that the governor is taking and what he is doing, and learning more about the environment and what the legislature and what the governor's office is doing, you can also log on and find out how you can volunteer specifically within your area to make Florida's environment even better. So I could not be more proud to introduce Noah Valenstein, the Secretary of the Department of Environmental Protection, to talk a little bit more about this new transparency and accountability website.
Thank you, Governor and First Lady. It's an honor to be here today, and thank you for your leadership. It's because of your leadership We've got a great environmental movement really starting here in Florida, and I think leading the nation about the importance of water quality and making a difference for our environment. Certainly, the governor's championed record funding for water quality, has bold policies now set forward to come before the legislature this session to increase and strengthen our regulations protecting water quality. But none of that would happen without local communities standing up and saying that this is an important issue, right? Mothers and fathers, business owners demanding more for our environment and water quality. And that can't happen without good science and data to support that conversation, and transparency to make sure that if you're in a community and you're worried about impacts on your family, you want to know and play a part in protecting the environment, that you have somewhere where you can go and get data quickly, transparently, and then allow you to act on it. So protectingfloridattogether.gov will be a site where you can go. It started right now for the South Florida estuaries on the West Coast, East Coast, and Lake Okeechobee, and find out what is the quality of your water in your backyard in simple to understand terms. Is there red tide present? Is there blue-green algae present in a timely fashion? But then also, what are the plans that are occurring to combat that? And how can you volunteer to play a role in protecting the environment all in one spot? I know we'd heard from families before as one agency working next to others saying, you know, hey, I don't want to have to go between multiple agencies to find out what the quality of my water is or how to be involved. I'd like to go to one spot. You know, I shouldn't have to figure out which agency does what. And so this is an exciting time to be able to work alongside of FWCC and the Department of Health and ourselves to make sure that there's that seamless approach for Floridians. So Governor and First Lady, thank you so much.
All right. We have our Surgeon General, Dr. Rivkees.
Thank you, Governor. Wonderful to see everybody here today in this beautiful setting. We have 21 million Floridians. We have 125 million individuals who visit Florida every year. And with such an incredible state with great environmental resources, it's important that our water quality, recreational, be safe and healthy. And what we're talking about here is agencies working together in a collaborative way to provide information for visitors and residents of our state about the quality of our water. I have to applaud the Governor and the First Lady for leading this incredible effort for making sure that our state remains healthy and safe. So again, this is a collaborative effort where we'll have information about where individuals can look about quality of water supplies, recreational, which really makes it better for everybody in a transparent manner. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Governor and First Lady, for inviting me to speak. A lot has been said, but it's worth repeating the value of the fishing and wildlife viewing in our state, as well as boating. When we went through a prolonged red tide, one of the things I continually heard from local governments and from fishermen and from fishing guides was they wanted good information and they wanted it readily available. And so I really applaud your leadership and vision to bring this to them, because miscommunication slows us all down from making the progress that the Governor and First Lady have set out in a bold agenda. And as Secretary Valenstein said, you know, we have a movement here like we've never seen. And so I'm very proud to stand up here and represent a part of the team that's going to be unified and seamless, and the website will demonstrate the seamlessness in which we work. So thanks again, Governor and First Lady.
Well, thanks, everyone. We really appreciate it. I think this is a good step in the right direction. I also can say that in a few hours, maybe minutes, I don't know, we will be announcing our final member of the South Florida Water Management District. And so I know some people have been asking about that, so you're going to get that today. And with that, I'll take a question or two. So we have 8 members right now and a 9-member board. So this will be the 9th board member. It'll be from that interior part of Florida. We basically have 8 coastal folks on now, and so this will be someone from more of the heartland, from southern Orange County down. It's a pretty big landmass. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Governor, for coming here. I have a question. Is there going to be any interaction between the state website and local governments and municipalities?
It's a good question. I think Noah can answer that.
So one of the things we're most excited, as I mentioned, the website right now is focused on the Lake Okeechobee and the 2 southern estuaries. This is going to go statewide, right? So we're looking to build upon what we have live right now. And part of that goal is to start collecting sampling information from all those doing it. And certainly we've got some really talented partners locally who run environmental programs and are taking sampling. And part of the goal of this project at the end of the day is to be able to synthesize all those samples together to really build the best data set we can.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Governor, one chance. You still have full faith and confidence in Joe Reuters as head of the Republican Party of Florida?
Yes, I do. One more. Yep.
Apologize. This is a health-related question from one of our health reporters. He's asking, what is your response to acting Canadian Ambassador Hillman saying that Canada's market for pharmaceuticals is too small to have any real impact on?
Well, so yeah, so we're working that now. We're obviously working with the federal government because they have to finish these regulations. So we're actively engaged in that. At the same time, my folks at our healthcare administrative agency are actually working to try to get these suppliers. So from Canada's perspective, they know we could buy these drugs for twice the price in Canada and still save money here. It's that cheaper, that much cheaper. And so I get why they would probably resist that because we would have a more powerful market. But I think that these regulations are at play. We need to get those. We need to go. I've always said the bill we did was the first step. This is really kind of a new horizon, but something had to give because we are underwriting all the costs for drugs for the rest of the world, the United States, and our consumers need relief too. So I think that for the regulations are effective, and there'll probably be litigation over it. But if we can get a pathway, we have an opportunity to save money, but also we're putting things in flux, and so there's more likely you're going to get a major reform into the future because of our efforts here in the state. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks.